Hello, welcome to Eriu Tarot Readings. I'm Eriu and let's have a look at your September Love 2020 reading. So remember, this is normally based on your sun sign. If you don't get all that you need from this one, do check out your moon and your rising sign as well. And more importantly, because this is your love reading, have a look at your Venus and your Mars sign as well. But enough of all that. Let's see what September Love has in store for you. I'm really looking forward to it. Hello Libra and welcome to your September love reading. Okay, so slightly different format from before. I'm trying something out. If you do like this, please put it in the comment section. And just to let you know as well, the deck that I'm using is the Druid Craft Tarot deck. Phillip and Stephanie Carr Gomm are the creators and they're illustrated by Worthington. So a really beautiful deck. I love it because it's got Celtic and pagan imagery and that's right down my street. So let's begin. Let's have a look and dive right in. So you are the very top row there, Libra, and underneath that then is your love interest. So in the very center you'll see this card. It's the outcome card. I don't know what this is. I'm going to find that out with you, so we'll reveal that at the end. So very first card for you, Libra, we have the Six of Pentacles. Fellow Libras, isn't this what we always look for? Oh, thank God, a bit more balance in our lives. Six of Pentacles here is showing us Virgo, Capricorn and Taurus energy. A lot of material goods, not too many, but a nice little amount. We're also seeing a return on investments here as well, but equally the exchange of energy, which is very, very important. We're seeing the understanding of receiving and then equally the understanding of giving back. So there is almost like a karmic energy to this beautiful card, and as above, so below, and this very much applies to this card. Understanding that there's a life that we can live and we can receive and be bountiful, but also given to others in a more charitable way. It's almost karmic. So even though we want to say it's a six and it's a balance and it's perfect for Libra, we're also seeing here that there's more of a mature outlook of what that really means. This is you currently, Libra. You're sitting quite fancy up there. We can see you on a slope. It's winter time because we're coming into that like beautiful, I'm going to say October energy, and also Capricorn energy into the winter time. So it's really, really lovely, and I see you being very spiritual and very healing for other people as well. As always, Libras have a wealth of wisdom and knowledge, but also how to deliver that to people has been very important to you and is really integral to a lot of your day-to-day activities. Now, the person in question that you have an interest in is just underneath you there. First card on the left, on the bottom row, we have the Nine of Cups. So we see someone who's actually quite emotionally fulfilled. And this is also deemed as the wish card in the minor arcana. So it will reflect traits of the star card, which is governed by Aquarius. So what we have here is Capricorn, Cancer, Scorpio and Pisces energy with just a little element of Aquarius thrown in. We see someone sitting down the desk. They feel quite bountiful in themselves. They are enjoying what they've cultivated. This is also saying, I've learned from past mistakes and hurts. I've learned from past experience, especially the romantic type. So I understand what it takes to create a relationship, and I understand what it takes to cultivate it, and I understand what it takes to maintain it. So this person is sitting quite comfortably and equally as mature as you right now. Coming into your second card position then, Libra, we have your first major arcana, which is the High Priestess, the 2. So we're keeping that balance there. The High Priestess here offering you spiritual guidance in a way that it doesn't really reflect our outside world. What we're seeing here is more of the things that we can feel rather than the things that we can see. So she is the darker side of the moon. She's the underbelly of the spiritual world. She does hold secrets. So how you're currently seeing this relationship or potential relationship is that you want to keep an element of, I don't want to say mysticism, but maybe secrecy to yourself. It's very easy for us as Libras sometimes to get lost in our partner or our potential love interest and almost to forget about the more important aspects of ourselves. I see this combined with the Six of Pentacles and the High Priestess. I see us now, because I'm going to throw myself in the mix, I see us now understanding that give and take is not just about how much you can give and understanding how much you can receive, but containing yourself and understanding your boundaries for someone else. And I really like this particular illustration of the High Priestess because, as you can see, she's not decked out in the finest of clothes. She's not very ornate. She doesn't hold any jewels. Her clothing is quite worn. So there is an element of, I've been through the mill. I've been there, done that, and I've kind of come out with my own scars. So her own life lessons are there. And also in front of her, she has a book with a pentagram on it. So we could easily say that this is her own little book of spells. But I think for you, Libra, this is about your own book of code, your own morals, your own inner dialogue, your own inner ethics that you live by. And I think what you've taken from the past experiences in understanding that there are certain things that you require and you need to have in order to have a very productive and progressive relationship. And I think that those things are written, and your book will continue to be written over time, but they're definitely written in this one with the High Priestess. So how you see this relationship is something that you may have to hold some things to yourself. You don't have to reveal yourself fully, not all the time. And that's okay. Also, that there could be an element of psychic ability with you and this other person, that you're very good at, I would say psychic ability, but you're very good at reading one another. Body language might be very easy for you to read. So at times you might feel like words may not be your key go-to when speaking or communicating with this person, but just being able to read them may be a great asset. Now, how they see the relationship is the Ace of Wands. So you come with this water energy, they come with this fire energy. So we've got aces, and aces are very rare to see, but when they pop up, it's so nice to see them. Ace of Wands delivers this fire energy straight up, as you can see, right up to the sun. It is about love, lust, romance, compassion, artistry, being creative, spirituality, obtaining spirituality through sexuality, and that is very much also what the Ace of Wands depicts. But we see here that this person sees this relationship as being something that really has firepower, and there's something driving it other than just understanding, other than having the same morals and values. There's something that they can grow from this, and this could be potentially their own spirituality. Now, I kind of failed to say this, and I must say it now. With their first card, they did have the Nine of Cups, which meant that they had options. So that's also good to know. However, when they project the Ace of Wands energy, it's very much to you. As you can even see, it's straight up to you. So they understand and sense this I guess we can use the word mysticism attached to you, and this healing through almost mysticism. A lot of you, I imagine, are quite holistic, and even speaking for myself, I'm a Libra, and here I am doing tarot readings in a way to help people. So there may be different avenues that you'll go down that they're actually quite mesmerized by, and in many ways it's a sexual drive towards them because it's slightly out of the norm. So they will bring the passion and fire to this relationship, but it's really in answer to you being your pure self with your own healing and mystic powers. So that's quite cool. I quite like that. Now, the headspace that you're currently in, which is your third placement on the top row, we have Major Arcana, second one, the Justice card. So Libra, I always like, the Justice card doesn't always pop up, but when it does, it's always either with an air sign or when it's just Libra. So Libra is, you're seeing yourself here, you're seeing the world external to you being reflected, and more importantly, how you analyze your thoughts, how you generate ideas is all now being quite to the forefront of your mind. Now, in regards to this possible relationship or relationship that you're in, you're very much seeing yourself taking a leadership role. And if we look at your cards, they kind of go gently into that quite naturally. So you're sitting there and you're thinking. You're thinking about what this could be. You're thinking about whether or not you want to go ahead. You're thinking about, is this a contract I want to sign? Will this person understand that we'll need to possibly amalgamate finances? Do they want to get a property with me? Is marriage on the cards? Will they provide? And so you've got all these little things that are adding up, which you would think is very pentacle energy, but realistically, it begins with Libra. It begins with the air signs thinking about the road ahead. You really want to dot the I's, cross the T's, or cross the T's and dot the I's, or dot the T's and cross the I's. And you will think like that. You will think in that format. You will analyze to the nth degree to see if this is something that you feel is worthwhile investing in. So I always like to see a sword suit or sword card in this particular placement, because it looks to me like you've got your head screwed on properly. Albeit though, we're not moving and being guided by our head, by our emotions, if that makes sense. Our emotions aren't taking over how we really see things. So the reality of how things are is very important to you. And so that's why this card is in this placement, to say, hold on to that reality, do negotiate within yourself, but do not become too overcritical or too over analytical that you don't see the beauty in not knowing, which is really what the High Priestess is too. Now, in the other person's headspace, we have the Eight of Cups. So they are in their emotions. They're the opposite side of the spectrum. They are in their emotions, and they're very much feeling that. So even though you're in your headspace, they're coming from that emotional state, and they're doing something quite similar to you, which is analysing, but looking at it from an emotional perspective. So whatever has happened to them in the past, they have required to walk away from something that was emotionally debilitating for them. Equally as well, this could mean that they're walking away from emotions that no longer serve them. So it doesn't need to be a very big sadness card. It could just be they're looking back and they're thinking, I can't conduct myself in that way emotionally again. I want to keep a certain amount of emotions tied to me, which in many ways as well we see with the High Priestess card, as we discussed earlier. And it's not like their emotions aren't there. They're just choosing to go down a different path and to let go of a lot of the past that was there. Sometimes it can be reluctantly, but I think they see this as more of a progressive move as opposed to a move that reduces the ability to move forward. Because they are equally being guided by the moon. Again, a really strong aspect of the High Priestess. So we could also say here that how you are and how you see the relationship and how that manifests is something that they take stock of, and they equally go, yeah, I think there's truth to this. I think there's something right about this. So I will move away from those past endeavors. I will move away from the options that I had before, because I know realistically I won't really get anywhere with them. Not all of them. If we compare the Nine of Cups to the Eight of Cups, it's like I need to let go of a lot of things in the past. I have that emotional intellect, but it's the people they are being a bit more choosy. And there could be some sadness attached to this too, but I don't really feel that too much. Now, in your heart space, we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So you're coming up now, you've had your Justice, you've had the High Priestess, and now we've got the Queen of Pentacles. So Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus energy, grounding energy. So we've seen you go through the motions a little bit here, Libra. There isn't any fire on your side, but I think the person that you're interested in will bring enough of that anyway. We've Pentacles, we've water, we've air, and now we're back to Pentacles. So you've really elevated yourself in being yourself and your own individuality. So the Queen of Pentacles here is quite content in her throne. She's quite happy with the seeds that she's sown, because now she's harvested them. She's really reaping the rewards, and the garden in which she sits is a garden really of contentment for her, because she's cultivated the entire thing. So it may look, and I equate this sometimes to characteristics of the Nine of Cups, or Nine of Pentacles, that they do look alone, but they're not really. If you look at the illustration of this card, Libra, what you'll find is a queen. Again, she's not overly ornate. She, even compared to the Justice card, who seems to hold a bit more nobility visually, she's holding what's known as a Baron. And a Baron is a traditional Irish or Gaelic musical instrument. So when tribes would say fight another tribe, or they would go overseas even, and they would steer the ship and they would have the oars, there would be somebody at the top of the ship who would have this Baron, and they would continue to play, because the rhythm of that maintained the rhythm of the people operating the ship, and they would get there faster. And so it is quite tribal, and in some ways it might seem a bit warlike, but really this is saying that the person who ends up with this card beats to the rhythm of their own drum, and this is a rhythm that they cultivate and they do by themselves. And so it's really your heart space is saying that it's in a place where it's happy to be by itself, but it's also happy to share itself with others, and that it respects and loves its individuality, which is something you're equally in your heart space giving to the other person as well. The patience and an element of being conservative in this card and being relaxed in oneself, or not conservative, let's use the word reserved a little bit more, taking a back seat and just being is very much reflecting. It's you're reflecting it onto the other person, saying that I want to allow you to have this. I want you to beat to the rhythm of your own drum. And that is something that I will find very attractive to you. I want to give you that space because that is what will bring me joy and love. And I think that's a really lovely card to have in your heart space. And also saying that you are the queen and that you will take care of things when it needs to be taken care of, but you will do it your way, and equally you will respect them and they can do it their way too. So, I mean, again, a great card to have in your heart space. Now, in their heart space, they have the Eight of Swords. So we see a completely different energy again here. Sword energy, though, which has finally popped up for them. Eight of Swords is a tricky card. What we're seeing here is someone who is under self-deception, self-deceit, and it's really because they can't see everything for what it is. There may be too much information coming in, there may be a lack of information coming in. Most of the time though, it's an array of things and external to our own love lives that are creating obstacles for ourselves, but really we are the ones maintaining those obstacles. So with these swords, you have to imagine that because it's air energy, these swords could be words, these swords could be events, bad events that had happened, unnecessary circumstances, unforeseen circumstances that had detrimental or negative effects on us. And it's almost like creating a wall of energy around us that no matter what somebody would say or do, their words would just bounce off these swords and we can't take it in as much as we might want to. I also feel for this particular person, their heart space, there's a lot of confusion. So I think even though there's a lot of passion and fire that they will bring to this relationship, there is an element of them not being as ahead of you in the emotional game, or should I say the development of their emotions. You're a little bit more ahead, Libra, and being governed by Venus and having that beautiful romantic partnership energy, it can be tough dealing with someone who's just slightly unlearned in that section of their lives. But this person is dealing with that. So in their heart space, what I'm hearing is, I may not be good enough for you. I don't think I can give everything. What if I'm hearing so much worry and it's almost like it bounces around in my head. But the thing with the Eight of Swords is at any point the person can just shimmy those ropes down because they're not tight around them. The blindfold is not tight around them. But it's very much for them to realize that and for them to let go of. So their heart space is a bit blocked at the moment, but I see your energy being the energy that you're contributing being quite strong in gently relieving that for them or helping them realize that about themselves. Okay, Libra, let's have a look at your outcome card. Again, I have no idea what this is, so I'm going to figure it out with you. So let's have a look. The Fool card. Okay, so there are heavy energies dotted around this particular reading. So the outcome is really for the Fool to come in and say, we need to liven this up. This needs to be a bit more free. We need to stop thinking so much. We need to stop over analyzing this too much. This needs to just be what it is. And more importantly, we need to be individuals ourselves in coming together. It needs to be lighthearted, it needs to be childlike, there needs to be fun, there needs to be flirting. And even though this may start off heavy initially, if this is somebody new for you or it's a current relationship that you're in, energy is imperative in helping you move forward with this person. Again, the Fool though is a singular card. It's very much about the individual, and this individual rests solely on their laurels, and they know wherever they go they'll be absolutely fine, and they hold very little, they carry very little with them, but they're okay with that because they know that they'll be taken care of somewhere else down the road. If you want to almost say it's blind fate, but I would rather say that it's trust in yourself, trust in the other person, the other person to trust in themselves, and to trust that no matter what happens with this encounter, it will work out for the best. So it's not necessarily saying that this is going to be a whirlwind romance for you. Certainly not for September. We'd have to check out October, our birthday month, am I right? Hopefully that'll be better. But it's saying that whatever way this twists and turns, have faith in yourself, trust in yourself. And so no matter what the outcome is, that you're going to be absolutely fine. But also this Carr Libra is a little bit of take the risk, jump off that cliff, enjoy it, give into the process and let go, because there could be something really beautiful at the end of this, even though it might be harder to see initially. But then the beauty of the High Priestess card as well, which I keep referring to, is that we don't know everything. And if we knew everything in life, it'd be pretty freaking boring, wouldn't it? Especially our love lives. Give in, let go, and see what happens. Okay, Libra, this has been your love reading for September 2020. I hope you liked it. If you did, please like and subscribe. Again, I'm trying to do different readings with this channel and provide you with stuff that you would like to see more so as well. So put it in the comment section if there's any theme or area of your life that you would like readings to reflect. Then let me know. I'll read them all and I'll create some different tarot readings for you. Until next time, Libra, my fellow Libras, it's our birthday month's coming up. I hope you haven't forgotten. I know you haven't forgotten. I will see you in October. And until then, have a fantastic September. All my love darlings, take care.